Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing border runs and the concept of the border run in a post-COVID-19 lockdown Thailand. So we're talking about what's this going to look like, this practice of border running after they lift the lockdown and the sealed border rules associated with coronavirus. So for those who are unaware, I make the distinction between a visa run and a border run, and I want to be clear about what I view the difference as being. I view a visa run as running to either one's home country, and by running I mean leaving Thailand, going to one's home country, or what I would call a third-party country, another country that's not one's home country, perhaps nearby here in the region of Thailand, going to a Thai embassy, getting a visa and coming back to Thailand. That's a visa run. You run to an embassy, you get a visa, you come back to Thailand. Then there's the border run, and that's where you simply run to a border of Thailand with one of the neighboring countries, cross out of Thailand, cross back in, and use that mechanism to maintain one's lawful status. Now, folks that are in Thai visa exemption status are not the only ones who may utilize this. Folks who have a Thai tourist visa are often known to utilize this method for maintaining their status, especially a multiple entry Thai tourist visa. Meanwhile, a non-immigrant Thai visa, so that could be a Thai O visa or a Thai B visa, which is issued in a multiple entry context. So you get a sticker, it's good for an entire year. Each entry, you're granted 90 days of status. I often see these folks either do a border run via an airport or they do a border run via a literal border run where they run to a border, cross out and cross back in. They've got 90 more days. What are border runs going to look like in the aftermath of COVID-19? In a recent article from the Bangkok Post, that's bangkokpost.com, article is titled, Thailand Logs 28 New Coronavirus Cases, 2 Deaths Monday. And quoting directly from that article, and we're not going to get into the lockdown itself, but I'm quoting from Tawisilp Wisanu Yotin, and that's a spokesman for the government's Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration. Quoting directly, we can't afford to be complacent because Thailand is still surrounded by red zone countries. This is me talking. I'll get back to that in a moment. But quoting further, the situation remains too volatile. The improved figures are the result of our efforts in the past week. So the thing to take away from this video is that Thai officials, at least at the COVID-19 center, and they're going to have a lot to do with policy with respect to immigration should the lockdown be lifted, they still view certain countries surrounding them as quote-unquote red zone countries. So they could mean regionally or in the broader region, the greater region of East and Southeast Asia. But what I take away from that quote is that it's logical to infer that we could continue to see restrictions even once the lockdown here locally is lifted. It may not necessarily mean the borders are opened up for people to leave and come back in over a land border. Meanwhile, and this is important to keep in mind, even where Thailand perhaps opens up their borders, countries neighboring Thailand may not be opening their borders for foreign nationals, or more specifically, non-Thai nationals, to come into those countries. I could definitely see a situation where certain migrant labor, especially people that live along the border, are allowed to depart the country and come in and out as their livelihood may deem necessary. But that doesn't necessarily mean nationals from, for example, the United States, the UK, the Anglosphere generally, or Europe, folks that are over here from farther away in terms of distance, those folks may not necessarily be allowed to use the border, and the country, the quote-unquote receiving country, albeit for a relatively short time, that receiving country may not open their borders as well. So at least for the foreseeable future, and by foreseeable future I mean weeks, not necessarily months, I think it's possible that we may be seeing a situation in which, border runs may be theoretically possible or becoming more likely as time moves on. But I do not foresee this situation coming off without a hitch. And those who are looking at doing a border run need to assess their situation carefully. Might not be a terrible idea to contact a legal professional. One final note, for those who are in Thai non-immigrant visa multiple entry status, that's folks who are issued a 1-year sticker, but their status is only granted in 90-day intervals. For folks who meet that criteria, I would urge you to really understand your status and try to extend if possible. It is not a foregone conclusion that border runs are going to be a possibility in the near future.